Welcome back to today's show. On the show today, we have from all the way from the United States, from Wisconsin, from Madison, Wisconsin, we have veteran Anna Maria Blevin on today. Anna Maria, thank you so much for appearing on the show today. We're so excited to bring you on.
Well, thank you for having me, Jay.
Wow, exciting. So again, why don't you give our viewers your title? Please do that.
When at the show, I introduced myself as Master Sergeant Retired, Anna Maria Blevin.
So Master Sergeant, can you tell us exactly what that role entitles? Because it's so impressive. It is.
Well, it's one level below the top level. The top level is Sergeant Major in the Army. And so I achieved almost the top level. In fact, the day that they gave me my promotion papers to achieve the top level, they also gave me the option of retiring or leaving the service after 26 years. And when I was making that decision, I want to say training NCO, but for your audience, that's our manager, came to me and said, while you're making your decision, you ought to know that we're going to, in our next training session, jump out of a rolling Humvee.
Wow. Wow.
So it was like, okay, promotion papers, retirement papers. So I went with retirement.
Now that's a story in itself.
So I figured, after 26 years, because I was going to have to stay in for another 3 at the minimum and maybe go another after that and retire after 30 years. 26 was enough.
26 years. So let's get into the 26 years. But before we do that, let's take the journey way back to when you were, I guess, a youth or a young teenager or a young adult. And let's give us the trigger how the veteran lifestyle came into your body, came into you, into your life.
Well, it went 2 ways. I was in high school in the Air Force band from Luke Air Force Base in Arizona. You have to understand, even though I was born in New Jersey, lived the first 2 years of my life in New Jersey, and I was until the age of 9, upstate New York. And then my parents moved to Arizona, where I got the rest of my education. So in Arizona, in high school, they had the Luke Air Force band play. At that moment, I was already in band. I was playing trumpet, French horn, viola. And I always thought about being a music teacher. So 2 things came into play. First of all, wow, I can actually serve my country in what I love, and that's music. And then the other thing, of course, was, and the recruiters made sure to let us all know, that the military will help pay for your college. So here I am. I'm in high school, enjoying the concert of the Air Force band, and I'm thinking, maybe this is something I'll do too. And eventually I was able to audition, make it into the Army National Guard band.
Now, tell us if you have any relatives, cousins, parents, friends that enrolled before you. Oh, there's my dog.
I know that my father was in the Army for about 3 years in his career. I know that my mother's brother, my uncle, also was in the Army and served in Korea. So there was some military heritage.
Yeah, see, that's what I get. Like obviously, we're here in Toronto, Canada. On the show today, we have Anna Maria Blevin. She's a host of Veterans Onward to Prosperity on our dial, doing wonderful things for veterans in the USA, from transitioning from the battlefield to the workforce and everything in between. Anna Maria, you are like a godsend for your fellow soldiers and veterans. So I thank you. Before we get back to the discussion, I do want to let people know that we are in our downtown Toronto studio. And I do have my dog with me because my dog has recently gone blind. So the Disability Channel, we're a caregiver. So, I mean, in case you hear my dog barking, it's because she's blind now and she sort of likes to stay close to me. So, back to the story. Sorry. So what I was saying is your relationship with family members, friends in the military. It seems like almost everybody in the United States has somebody like that. Like every person knows somebody, has a family member, a friend, their dad, their mom. Where Canada, totally different. Like growing up, I had no connection to anybody in the military. Nobody. I didn't know anybody. My dad was at that age where he was either too young or too old to be drafted. My grandfather was the same thing, too young or too old. So we had no connection to the military, but we were introduced to, people in the military. And I remember in school, and it was always pay high respect. So actually meeting a veteran, a U.S. veteran, is very exciting. Like it's very honorable for me. Like I feel like I'm honored to sit here and discuss with you and hear your story. So, okay, so now you found your path, and let's sort of jump ahead. So take us through the process, and then take us to the first day of I don't even know what you even want to call it, I guess serving, right?
Yes. So the process begins when you interview with the recruiter, and then the recruiter sends you to test. You have what's called an ASVAB. And you're basically being tested on your ability to do whatever job gets assigned. So based on your score, you meet a certain eligibility criteria for a certain job. The higher the score, the more the job. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
That's the first thing. The second thing is then of course you take your physical to make sure that you are physically capable of being in the military. So you mentioned something about being disabled. Not to get into the military, we need all able-bodied people.
There you go. Okay. See, this is educational. This is great. So take us. I just want to, there's so much to talk about. There's so many questions. I don't want to get too much down into the weeds for our viewers. So I want to maybe just flip it a little bit and tell us your perspective as a American soldier, veteran. What is your sort of outlook, vision of Canadians? It's interesting. And I want you to be honest. I want you to be totally honest.
All of our allies, that work with us to make our missions, we love you guys. I mean, we love everybody. We love having you along and us along, and we have open relations, knowing that at any time we know we're allies. We'll get your back, you get our back, we're allies. Military ally.
That's nice because, I mean, being as a Canadian, I mean, the drink is stirred by the USA, right? Like you guys stir the drink, like without us or without you guys, we could be in trouble. Canada might be in trouble. So I love the United States. Let's hold that. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to move it forward because we do want to talk about February 22nd. The big fundraiser, which I'm going to leave for you. And then I want to talk about your show, about what's going on with your show and what's going on with Today. So stay tuned. You're watching the Today Show, Toronto. Oh, and we do have some special announcements coming up. So when we come back from the commercial break, I'm going to do those announcements, and then we'll get back into Anna Marie Blevin and veterans onward to prosperity and their whole career within the U.S. military. I'm Jay Stoyan. We'll be right back.